It saddens me to report tonight on the death of geologist Jim Berkland. His life ended quietly and only a few days before his 86th birthday. As you know, Jim would come on our show quite regularly, talking about earthquakes and other predictions. He was an amazing man. And Cal Orey, of course, she wrote the book on Jim Berkland, and I'm going to get to her in a second, but of course 247 people have been reported dead in a strong earthquake in Italy that we reported on last night, 6.2 magnitude. Cal's going to react to that, and also, of course, Jim Berkland. She wrote the book called The Man Who Predicts Earthquakes about Jim Berkland. Cal, this has got to be one of the saddest stories for us. He was one of a kind. I miss the guy.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie how this played out. I knew that he had congestive heart failure before a lot of people did, but I didn't feel it was right to say anything. The last time I talked to him was several months ago, and it was odd. But this is some cool stuff. He knew. I talked to Jan, his wife, after he passed July 22nd. I talked to her about a week later. And he knew that his theories were validated days before his death. And he was so happy. And I was thrilled to hear her tell me that. But a new study was published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. The researchers claimed, I think it was on the 19th, it was making headlines all over the Internet. The researchers claim there's a link to moon, sun, tides, and earthquakes, including the San Andreas Fault Zone. This is what this dude's been trying to get across to us for decades. Yeah. I mean, and he knew it. Can you imagine how awesome he felt on his deathbed that what he had so much conviction, you know that, for his theories, and it was validated. No, they didn't give credit to Jim Berkland, but they gave credit to his theories, and that was enough for him. And as I said, Jan knew that he knew, and so I was just so pleased to hear that. And then that leads us into the Italy quake.
Oh, my gosh, 247 people dead already, Ken. What's going to go up?
I predicted that it would probably go up to 300 or more, and I'm sure he would agree with me. But get this, it was in his window. His last newsletter, he said August would be a shaky month. And here he was kind of lucid and not, and still making predictions. And on day 7 of his primary seismic window, today, well, on the 24th, he did make a prediction that a global quake, it's not in the ring of fire, but a global quake, a major quake would hit. And there you go. That's what happened to central Italy. So he's still getting hits when he's gone because his theories, I mean, they're immortalized. We can use his theories, and that's amazing.
And, Cal, I want you to step into his shoes whenever we need some advice and some expertise.
Of course. One last thing I have to tell you. I am going to Alaska next month, and I have a prediction about a big earthquake happening up there.
Geez.
So think of me when I'm at my Barnes & Noble book signing in Anchorage.
We'll say a little prayer for you, too. So we're talking about the Italian earthquake, 247 people dead right now, and, of course, the passing of geologist Jim Berkland, who has been with us on the air for just a number of years.